Celebrating the unofficial start to summer and the first time in over a year that we are able to safely gather with loved ones due to the low COVID infection rates and this relaxed guideline that we're seeing.
Yes, however, as we gather, it's important to be on the lookout for some warning signs that your friends or family members may have developed. So we're talking about some bad habits during this pandemic. Here to shed some light on that is Dr. Harshal Kirane with the Wellbridge Treatment Center. Dr. Kirane, thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you both for having me.
Yes, so we appreciate your insights because this is really important. We've obviously been hearing about a lot of people dealing with the COVID-19, right? But you are talking about something that is much more serious and even dangerous. We're talking about addiction, even life-threatening, right? This pandemic caused some addiction in folks that have gotten worse.
Absolutely, and I appreciate both of you taking the time to bring attention back to an issue that prior to the pandemic, I think both statewide and nationally, we had been gaining a lot of momentum, in particular to addressing the opioid crisis broadly, but also just raising awareness of risk factors and folks that may be vulnerable to developing addiction issues. The pandemic especially has exacerbated so many underlying themes of uncertainty, joblessness, and fear, which often are major catalysts for substance use behaviors emerging. Over the last year especially, we've seen a marked rise in alcohol use patterns, as well as other measures of addiction behaviors.
Yeah, exactly. So you're talking about alcohol rise. What about opioids as well? Are you seeing that?
Yes, and looking at particularly in Nassau County, Suffolk County, over the last 6 months, as data has been coming in, we are seeing a marked increase in overdose events, as well as overdose deaths. And one of the main culprits for this has been really disruptions in the access to care that many folks have relied on. So as we're now seeing our communities open back up, it's really essential that pathways to connect with proper supports are being reinforced.
Absolutely.
Right. And Doctor, speaking of opening back up, obviously we've been through so much this past year. Memorial Day weekend isn't just the kickoff for the summer season, but we're also talking about reopening beaches, bars, restaurants. We're seeing mask guidelines now being lifted. This is a really good time to take notice of any changes we may see in our friends and our family members. So what are some of those warning signs that we should be on the lookout for?
So many times alcohol behaviors start in a very insidious way, just changes in priorities, where someone was valuing spending time with family, physical outlets, or hobbies. Increasingly, alcohol starts to kind of occupy that space. So some key places to observe are just binge patterns of behavior, where folks are starting to drink more than they were pre-pandemic, and especially in the midst of the enthusiasm of everything opening back up, it's a really critical time to just start having dialogue about healthy alternatives to drinking, where instead of just bringing people together to drink, you're finding other ways to share and connect with each other, spending time outside, other social outlets that can be much healthier.
It's going to be on part of family and friends to do their part to spot these signs and hopefully get someone the help that they need if they do see it. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us today. We do appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.